known Arsenal wide, and he has a great ability to entertain a group. But Charlie also has a compassionate side. 6 years ago, when my father required blood for bypass surgery, Charlie was first in line to hesitate to donate a pint of blood in his name. That is something you don't forget. I just want to say to Charlie and his family, and wish them a long and healthy retirement and best of luck in the home.
Now to say a few words also about his constant companion and sidekick, is the chairman of the board, Vince Thomas.
I think the first thing I have to say is that lovely Lady Barbara and her homely husband are friends of mine, and I'll really, really miss them. And the first thing I thought of is I'd get up here and try to roast the guy, but I figured, why not sit down and write down all the nice things I could think about Charlie? And I did. And then I decided I needed some help, so I got some other people. And we wrote down a list of all the nice things. And I have it here today. They had a going away party. And then when we went to Viewcom from Piccadilly, they had another going away party.
Yeah, right.
And then he went from Viewcom to Hawaii, and they celebrated again. They left Hawaii, they had a luau. Now, there's something. Maybe you could explain it to me. Why do people always celebrate when you leave? Never heard anybody give you a party when you return.
I gotta tell you something. You know, this is the truth.
Whenever he says this is the truth, he's lying.
When I left Hawaii, they had a going away party for me. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, so I told them, have the party, just said you did. And I did. I didn't show. They had a great time. But they did have a party.
Here's the other good thing. I just wish that God would bless you with health and happiness in your retirement. Thank you.
Last but not least, Charlie's longtime friend and idol, Mr. Frank the Golf Man Zero.
I gotta leave.
Yeah, I know. When Carmen came to me and said, Frank, we have to say some words for Charlie on his farewell today, I didn't know what to say, but I said, what can I possibly say about Charlie? I've known him half my life, maybe even more than that, I've known Charlie as far as I know him. And we've been really great friends. When I first met Charlie, way back when, he was, believe it or not, he was 140 pounds. He came from this Lexington Arsenal with a fedora hat, and at that time, Charlie wore a tie. He had this skinny little body on us. And they talked about some of his side jobs. One of them was bookmaking, and he had some pigeons along the way at the ballroom, and you can ask Joe Krastek about that. The first thing that Charlie did when he myself, we just watched Charlie talk this guy. It was incredible. We had a lot of laughs. We did a lot of great things together. Some of them I can't say because they were a little embarrassing. Right. But really, I lost the words. It's really, I know it's a happy occasion for all of us, but it's a very sad occasion for me. I know he was a real close friend and a real true buddy of mine, and I only know Charlie is making everybody laugh. I mean, he never a tear in his eye. He always had nice things to say about people, most of the time. He's a true friend. And Charlie, I'm going to miss you, Charlie. Barbara, you got yourself a great friend, a great dad. Enjoy Virginia. He'll be a Cavalier now. Down that way. I don't know what's going to happen to the Yankees. He's a great Yankee fan also. Good. I don't know about the Yankees. Charlie, that I did when I was watching Mickey Mantle grow up, and I got to grow up with him. I grew up, my wife grew up with Charlie, my kids grew up with Charlie. All of us that are younger than Charlie grew up with Charlie.
We grew up when he grew up.
I know one thing about Charlie. It may have taken him 35 years to go from a GS2 to a GS12, but Charlie never kissed anybody's rear end. He just never did that. I'm both with that. God bless you both. Have a great life.
If anybody else would like to say a few words, don't hesitate. Ernie did, but I don't see him around, so we'll go on. Get back to Ernie. Oh, Doug? Sure.
I've kind of got a different perspective than everybody else here. On my dad. Everyone in this room has known him for a very long time. Everybody in this room, unfortunately, is going to lose having him around all the time, which, as you heard here tonight, is going to be a pretty good loss for everybody. I feel fortunate. When I was growing up, all I ever heard was a couple real simple things. Do what you're supposed to do. Do the right thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just do what you're supposed to do, and I will always be proud of you. He always led by example. He always said friends and family come first, and as is obvious here today, he does lead by example. He's got an awful lot of friends here. Either that or you heard the food was really good. But as I stand here today and I think about it, I feel fortunate for two things. Number one, that he's my dad. I was fortunate enough to have him as a dad. And number two, I was fortunate enough to be smart enough not to have him kill me as I was growing up. It wasn't an easy thing to do. But I just wanted to say in front of his friends that not only was he a lot of fun to work with, he's a great example of living the simple, important things in life. I'm very proud of him. And I'm very fortunate and very happy to have both of them coming down. So when I can finally appreciate them at this point in life, I get to spend some time with them. So thank you.
Probably the only guy that I know, this guy Bailey was something like the only guy that I know, maybe still today, that has the all-time record for the Daily News Crossword Puzzle. He did it in under 2 minutes. This guy was struggling getting this work together. He always wasn't in front of him. He was taking his money.
In case you're wondering, I am standing up. Charlie was one of the first customers that we ever had, along with Sam and Bobby, and Joe Kelly, who I threw out about 48 times. And Bar at the Berkshire when we took over in 1974. And we had many happy years there, about almost 11. And it was a wonderful place to come in case you guys didn't know it, and the ones that did know it probably reminisce a little bit. But Charlie Charlie was a pain in the neck from the minute we met him. And I just would like to tell you, this is Charlie's cheese omelet order. I'll read it. 1 cheese omelet, well done. Rye toast, dry, well done. French fries, crisp, no butter on the toast. This is one order for Charlie. Now, it took us 3 days to make this damn thing right for him. Usually 3 times out to the table and back again, because he was always mad at us. And the cooks wanted to hang him up. Yeah, but outside of that, you know, he's been very faithful to us. Every time we opened up any place, he always came down to see us, you know, and we always had a good relationship with him. And he said he came in when I started there, and he wanted to go out here with us because he remembered us fondly. I just have one little story to tell you. This is about 4 Polish guys who go into a bar. They're giving each other high fives. They're celebrating, buying each other drinks. And the bartender says to him, "What's going on? What are you celebrating?" And the one Polak says to him, he says, "Well," he says, "the 4 of us put together a crossword puzzle. It was 1,000 pieces." He says, "No kidding." He says, "How long did it take?" He says, 3 months. 3 months, 4 guys to put a 1,000-piece puzzle together? And the guy says, "Yeah, but it said 2 to 5 years on the box." Really, we wish you well.
A few months ago, all me and Vinny heard from Charlie every day was, should I or shouldn't I? Should I get out now? Shouldn't I get out now? So we said, Charlie, why don't you go get the Federal Employees Almanac and look it up? So he got the book, and it says it's time to retire when everyone can operate the computer but you. Charlie needs you. Or your wife doesn't grill you about new secretaries anymore. Right? You have enough sick leave accumulated to carry you through a major illness lasting until 1997. You know you have that, right? One entire drawer in your desk is given over to antacids, aspirin, vitamins, and prescriptions. That's true. And you have so much annual leave accumulated that you would go bankrupt trying to travel anywhere for that length of time. So Charlie decided it was time to go. So he decided to retire. Now I'd just like to say a few words myself, Charlie. Like Frank, about 25 years ago, Joe Alfonso led me into an office with this group of guys, and he gave me a desk and some programming manuals, and he said, write programs. Right, that was it. There were 8 or 10 other guys in the office. Right off the bat, this one guy stood out among the rest. I couldn't quite figure him out. Well, after a few weeks of reading these boring manuals, this guy comes over, and he kind of took me under his wing. And I'm thankful to say that I've been there ever since. I've always been under Charlie's wing. He took the time to show me how to run a sorter and a collator. Walter, you remember them? And the unit back 1005, and he got me started in programming. He actually got me writing my first programs. And in those days, we traveled to different buildings to talk to our customers because they were spread out around the arsenal. And everywhere we went, everybody knew Charlie, like Frank said. So I couldn't get over it. This guy, he had 1,000,000 jokes, just as many admirers and friends everywhere he went. And he hasn't lost a step in the 25 years that I know. He's still the same today as he was 25 years ago, right, Frank? He's like, he's a Dear Abby, Ann Landers, Don Rickles, and Howard Stern all rolled up. He's the kind of person you can truly call a friend. He always has a smile and a joke. But most of all, as all of you out there know, he's genuine and sincere and really cares about people. So I think it's time now to let us know how much we really care about him. So let's welcome the old bonehead himself, Charlie Nassaur.